Hey, what's up, y'all? So it's another day. I figure I'll do a quick little video. Another night. As y'all can see, it's raining out, but I figured I'll still do a video. Why not? So I wanted to talk about dividends, dividend paying stocks. So in the stock market, I actually had a video before, but I decided to really upgrade it and make it much better. So dividend stocks is a whole different type of investment. Normally in the stock market, people are looking at what their investments are as far as their initial investment. Like if you put up $500, you want to see that money grow, the initial money that you put in, your initial investment. Dividend stocks is a little bit different because you're actually looking at it as a passive income source. So you don't really care about your initial investment growing. It's really about how much you're getting paid a month. That's what monthly paying dividend stocks are. And that's actually, it could be a really nice, source of money. So the difference is you'll be looking at it as how many shares you have because you get paid by shares. So it's really most important is how many shares you have. Um, in other words, let's say your initial investment is going up. It's a good thing normally, but if you're in this company or companies, there's multiple, just for the dividends every month, you don't want to see your initial investment go up because the problem is that means your actual stock price is going to go up, and you don't want your stock price to go up because you want to buy as many as you possibly can. So that's just the differences. This is one of my favorite plays, to be honest, because it works out. You can have different companies to where they're paying you, on different days throughout the month. And if you really start building and really, really building, you can actually turn that into income. It can really, make a big difference. So it'll start to look like, three different checks or four different checks, five, however many, companies that you're in. But it's just a nice investment tool. I actually use it personally, and it works out for me. I just wanted to really put that out there and really update and focus on that because, again, a lot of people were a little lost and confused when I was explaining it last time. But dividend stocks, they're basically passive income, and that for me is what I look at as a very big generation, of just building wealth. Generalization wealth is probably one of the most important and biggest plays. Like, yes, it's definitely nice to put money in the stock market and invest and watch your money grow. That's always great to see your money growing. You're not working for it is an amazing thing. So I definitely wanted to really touch base on that. But at the same time, doing dividend stocks that pay monthly is probably one of the best investments because what happens is you get paid honestly from two different ways. You get paid monthly, so you see a difference automatically, but then you also look at your initial investment growing. It might not grow as much though as a regular investment. Like, let's say you put in, $500, and within that year or a few months, whatever the case is, it might go up to $800. Nothing crazy, but at the same time it's still going up. It's still money that is still growing, but at the same time what's going on though is you're getting paid monthly. So that's really the most important thing. I feel like that just beats all at the end of the day. That's something that I feel really is something to look into and really focus on. As far as my actual business page, of course, if you guys don't already know, I actually have an OnlyFans that I actually break down stocks and credit. I'm gonna dip into real estate soon, but right now I'm really focusing on stocks and credit because that's really what I've been really just working on, stocks and credit. So that's why I haven't really did anything with real estate or really talked about it as of yet. But on that OnlyFans, I actually have an entire list of all the dividend stocks that pay monthly that I looked into that I thought was actually pretty good. And I actually have a few myself where I have I have little snapshots or whatever, screenshots of these stocks that I'm in and how much they're actually paying me monthly. So one of the biggest things I even have on the first post on my OnlyFans is, it's a monthly subscription or whatever the case is. But for all my subscribers, I basically showed them the stocks that I'm in that pays monthly, and I also showed that you can use this tool and pay for your subscription. So just think about it like that. You're automatically your first thing as investing into a dividend stock is actually paying for your subscription. So you're actually getting it for free. If you want to be technical, you're basically getting it for free. That's basically what that means. So I mean, it could be a nice trick. It could be a nice little tool. Like I said, I personally use it. I basically say the stock market pays for right now. It pays for basically 2 of my haircuts every month. So I can go to the barbershop and basically just get a haircut because the stock market pays for it because of dividend stocks. And then the other key thing is you're basically now working on money making more money. That's making more money. So in other words, my initial money is making me more money, and now the more money is making me even more money. So it becomes a system. So now I start to put less and less of my actual money into the stock market or into certain investments because I already have now dividend paying stocks, which is basically my gains every single month because of my initial investment. So that's another strategy too, and that's the one that I definitely use. That's one of my favorite ones, to be honest. So I feel like that's a really big key tool, and you can keep building it. So imagine you're doing this for years and years and you never actually take out your initial money. I feel like the only time when you invest like this, the only time to really take out your initial money, of course, is when the company might say, you know what, we're not doing dividends anymore. That's the time when you can be like, you know what, now I'm going to take out from the company because what do I need the company for? Your main goal and your objective into this company is to get paid monthly. That's the most important thing. You want to get paid monthly. So if they're not paying you monthly, and you're just looking at them and you're like, you know what, I could take my money out and have invest into a whole different company, and your money will probably more than likely still go up because even though you're investing for dividends, your initial money is still going to go up or down because the stock market itself. So it's like you have a double investment, which is cool. The next thing is, let's say they never change their dividends, they never take out. So you just keep your money in, and then you're building and building, and you can actually pass that down from generation to generation. So imagine that you have a few years into this company, and all of a sudden you're passing it down to someone else. Now they have monthly income, passive income that they don't have to work for. So it's just an amazing, it's an amazing thing. And I feel like that's where generalization wealth starts. That's one of the key tools that I know is what a lot of the rich do. It's a game plan, and it's a play. It's a very big strategy play. So when people say the stock market, invest in the stock market, there's more than one way to invest in the stock market. There's multiple ways to invest in the stock market. This happens to be one of my favorite ways a lot of people aren't talking about. Is dividend paying stocks, your monthly paying stocks. So you can do whatever you want with that money. Literally, you can either reinvest into the company, you can invest to another company, or you can just take the money out and have it in your pocket, whatever you want to do with it. So I think that's a really good investment strategy, especially if you have extra, or let's say you want to start building up passive income. That's a great way to start and build up on your passive income. You can do it monthly. You can keep doing it every single month, or you can do it every 2 weeks whenever you feel like doing it. You can just invest into it, and like I said, you'll be surprised on how the money starts to accumulate and starts to build up over a course of time. So you might, I mean, like I said, you have companies, they won't pay nothing crazy per share. So I don't want you guys to think that, okay, I'm going to buy a share and I'm going to get $1 each share. No, it's not realistic, because if that's the case, everybody that knows about it would just be, ridiculously rich and nobody would be working. No, you actually have to have a strategy and a play, because a lot of these companies, they might pay you 13 cents a share, 6 cents a share. I personally go with the ones that pay about 6 cents a share, because what typically happens is, due to the COVID, the coronavirus or whatever the case is, a lot of these companies went down. So a lot of companies, if you look at it, took away their dividends, but the monthly paying ones, they rely on their dividends to keep people. So what they did was they cut the dividends down. So a lot of these companies now that are $6 a share, $7 a share, they're paying about 6 cents a share. But the ones that are paying 13 cents a share, they're like at $40 a share. So when you really start to calculate and do the math, you can actually make more money investing into the lower paying company shares, only because what happens is they start to go up, and they will go up. They have went up so far since I've been in, and what happens is they start to announce that they're increasing their dividends, so how much they're paying. So they might go from 6 cents to going back to their normal, which in the companies that I'm in was about 10 cents a share. Nothing crazy, but again, your goal is to get as many shares as possible, because the more shares you have, That's when you start to see the real money difference. And that's just something I really wanted to touch base on with you guys. Please give me feedback. Absolutely. All my subscribers, you guys have been great. I'm glad that I'm actually able to, inform certain people, because I'd always felt that stocks and credit are one of the biggest things that a lot of us don't really talk about. And when we talk about it, we don't actually have information that's important. Like, we might talk about something that we heard somebody else do, or what this person's doing. No, I'm telling you what I'm actually doing. And like I said, on my business page, I'm actually posting up all of the companies that I'm invested into, especially when it comes to the dividends. The dividend paying stocks, I have the companies that I'm invested into. I have, the time frames, how much that I'm making off of it, how much I put in, how many shares I have. And then I also have a list that I, took the time out personally to show you guys, to where I have a list where you can see every single company that I feel is a good buy when it comes to dividends. And then I have some that are pretty high, or whatever the case is, but everybody's financials is different. So some people might want to jump into a company that's $60 a share because they're like, they pay 14 cents or whatever the case is for dividends per share. So, I didn't discriminate. I actually have those out there too. I'm going to definitely put my link, of course, in my description. And I really do hope some of you guys, subscribe, take a look, give me a chance. Definitely. But to all my subscribers, you guys have been amazing. I really appreciate it. This has been a journey, and it's really pushing me to really keep going and do even more research. So I've been finding out a whole bunch of things, honestly, that's even been more interesting, that we're going to touch base on in later videos. I definitely want to get some feedback on how do you guys feel about monthly paying stocks? How do you feel about the investments? And, just how do you feel about this YouTube channel so far? And anything that you want me to touch base on that I haven't yet, please let me know. I have no problem doing my research, as I said, and I will definitely come back to you guys with a full report with my opinions, my ideas, and also the facts, and how things could be better, how can it be worse, what can we look forward to, what should we expect, and what should we not get our hopes up on, because that's a lot of things that happen in the stock market, or even with credit. We think about these things and we get, our hopes up on certain things, on, misleading information. So I'm trying to, do my best to make sure that everything that I give you that's information is something that you can honestly check the facts and it's 100% accurate. I don't want to give anybody any, false information, or, just false pretense. I don't want any of that. I want to make sure that everything is accurate. And if there's anything that you guys need help with, feel free to contact me directly. It's not a problem. I'm always here to help. Anything that we're talking about with finances, I'm definitely here to help, because I'm big on finances. Obviously, Press Financials for a reason. I mean, just makes sense. But like I said, I'm gonna leave all my information in the description part. So hopefully I hear more from you guys. All right. You guys take it easy. Be safe. Happy investing. Let's have a better financial tomorrow.